All right, guys, welcome. This is Collector Corner, and we are doing a tier list. You know, classic. Everyone wants to do a tier list these days. I'm going to do it too. I'm hopping in on it. Why not? So basically, I'll admit, didn't make a video on Wicket. I didn't really care to. Also, I've just been busy. So you're going to hear my opinions about it in this video. All right. I want to start off with the buildables anyway, just to get them out of the way. So if anything, let me fix the order here. There we go. All right. Now, first of all, I just want to preface. I will be accounting for prices. Those will be a part of these rankings. Yeah, actually, you know what I might do? I might do one ranking including prices and one ranking without the prices. I think I'll do that. So first, let's do it with the price. All right, so first, K2SO, Immediate S. He's $90, and you get a free K2, well, I say free, but you get a K2SO minifigure. You can't go wrong with it. The price per piece is, as far as I'm aware, pretty damn good. And I also love K2SO. He's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, so that might also be biased, but I think any way you slice it, this is a great set. Now, next we have Wicket. Now, since I didn't make a video on him, what do I think about him? Yeah, now remember, hold on. This is the ranking, including the prices I'm doing right now. He's $140. That's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm pretty sure the minifigures has like a new mold or something, or like has different details. That doesn't do anything to justify the price. The buildable character itself, Wicket, he looks pretty good. Like the face, actually, I think it's one of the better looking faces for a buildable character we've had. But something about the legs, they look kind of weird. Like I feel like they should be further apart. I don't know. They're like too close together. I don't know. I don't like it. The spear is great. Face great. Body is fine, I think. But yeah. Price. This thing's honestly, I want to put it in F, but I'll leave it in D for now because we got some real hard hitters with the prices coming up. Let's do the UCS. So we have the ATST. What do I think about this? I think it's $50 overpriced, but overall the build is really cool, and the ATST driver is really cool too. He's got the arm printing and everything. So I will give it a B. I think it's great in most departments. Now we're getting on to the fun stuff. This is where the fun begins. 327th. All right, we have the, what was it, the Force Burner Snow Speeder. I don't even know why they even bothered putting in Snow Speeder, but it's a speeder. I think, again, price is very, very high for what it is. But overall, I think it's a cool idea. They have the opportunity to make different weird things, but the price really drags it down. I think I'll give it a C because of that. Now, here we go. This is getting, I think, an A. I would put it in S, but I don't know. The price per piece is great. The figures are okay, aside from Boba Fett. The figures are great. I don't know. It's just $70 back in the day would get you so much more than something this small. And of course, it has to do with them using a lot of smaller pieces, but then sometimes I guess they never really said it, but sometimes like there's the fine line where people will be like, oh, well, there's bigger pieces in this set, so they probably cost more to make. And it's like, well, they clearly didn't when we had larger pieces back in the day. So I don't know. Great set still. I think the price is all right for what it is. Probably one of the least overpriced ones in this entire lineup. But I'll give it an A just because K2SO is like peak. Now, MTT. D. I think this set, at most, should have been 120, and that's still being generous considering the price per piece and the lack of quote-unquote minifigures, because droids are not minifigures. They've literally made that very clear. So I don't know. It's just terrible. It's absolutely atrocious, and it shouldn't be allowed. It's actually highway robbery. There we go. That's finished. Now the V19 Torrent, I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. I don't think they should have done 65. I feel like that's just petty. Just do 60. Like, really? 65? That's just annoying. Just do 60. But overall, again, not the most overpriced thing ever. In fact, hardly overpriced. I just think it should have been 60 instead. I think the extra $5 is stupid, to be quite honest. To be frank. To be quite frank with you, I think it is silly. Now let's do this again, because I want to change it based on how I think the set is in general, and not including the price. Not including the price, K2SO still stays up there. Like, he's not going anywhere at all. This, I think, will stay in A, because again, it's just small. It's just small. And same for the V19 Torrent. It's just too small. At least I think. That's just a me thing. I think they could have been a little bit bigger. Like, I don't know. Especially the V19 Torrent looks very stubby. Not stubby. The Jango Fett's Starship, or Slave One, is too small, I think. I think it is. Especially when considering how... Now, I know not everything's to scale, of course, but considering Obi-Wan Starfighter is, like, probably... Now, I don't have it in person. It looks about, like, a couple studs larger than it, maybe. Obviously, height-wise is different, but I mean length-wise. It's just too small for what it is. So I'm going to leave those in A. Again, great sets, great minifigures, but I'm going to leave them in A. Force Burner, I'll give it a B. I think the minifigures are cool. Darth Dev has a cool design. Sig is cool enough. And then the other guy, Morbius or whatever his name, I don't know. He's cool, so I'll give it a B. I think the speeder bike kind of, like, it doesn't ruin it. I understand the functionality. I understand why it had to be smaller, I guess. And you know what? I'll be nicer. I'll give it an A. Same thing. It's like the speeder's just too small. But for the function and the feature or gimmick of the set has, I understand why it's smaller. Then we have the AT-ST that's going in S. I think it is a very cool build. Not as cool. I honestly think I like the original one better. I just think it looks a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. Granted, that one didn't come with any minifigures, but I think the build, it had, like, more of the older pieces. And I think they were more, like, the guns, like the turrets on the side, I think were better on the old one. Call me crazy. I think they were better on the old one. I think they used pieces really well on the old models. And here they're still fine, just not, I don't know. I'm a nostalgic guy, but by nostalgic, I didn't even have this set, so I don't think I'm biased per se towards that. I just think I like older styles a little better to an extent. Obviously, this Jango Starship, for example, is much better than, like, the original one was in, like, 2002, but you know, it was a bigger set back then. They didn't have as many pieces, like different molds for pieces, so that's different. Wicket, I'm going to put in C. Again, I think most of the build is fine, but no, I'll give it a B. B for Wicket. That's not right. The MTT, I'm giving an A. If it was a little, again, it's going to be the whole downsizing. It's going to be the size thing. I think it gets an A. If it was a little bit bigger, just a little bit, like, I don't know, just one of the original ones. Not the original one. That one, That one aged pretty poorly. We all know that. But, like, in the 2000s, just one of those, that would have been perfect. I mean, obviously that's wishful thinking nowadays, but for $160, you'd think that's what we would get. Now, the 327th, I'll give a B. I like the ATRT. I think it's, as people say, it wasn't minifigure scale before for the 501st. This one's closer to it. I like it. I also like color variants a lot, so that's cool. The Spider Droid is fantastic. I think it's the best one we've had. You know, we've had a lot of them recently, so, you know, they could maybe get a little crab droids in there, maybe, you know, just a little, just thinking with my head, you know. But yeah, I think the builds themselves are great. The price, again, it's not a part of this. I'm just saying, it's not justified. Anyway, build for the turbo tank, too small. I personally don't like the brick built wheels. I think rubber is fine. You have the pieces. We've had the pieces for years. Why do you have to change them to bricks? I don't know. I just don't get that. I know that's really mostly a me thing because I know a lot of people don't mind the brick built wheels, and that's fine. I'd prefer the normal wheels. That's just me, though. I think it was a ploy to just add more pieces to the set and then make it look more justified for the price, but even then it's not even close to justified for the price. And on top of that, that's a lot of pieces. Half of the pieces are probably okay, not half, that's obviously exaggeration, but a lot of the pieces are going towards the wheels. There's 5 wheels on each side. That's 10 wheels. That's a lot of pieces in the grand scheme of things. That's probably like 100 pieces right there. Just the wheels alone. I also like the structure, like the structural stability of it, I know is very weak based on what I've seen. And the fact that it's not a UTAT is a punishment in itself and just sad. So, I don't know. I'm thinking a D. I'm really thinking a D for this one. I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm thinking an F. But I might just leave it at D because I don't know. It's at this point, it is what it is, which is sad to say, but this is the final tier list. Great, excellent wave of sets. Not an excellent wave price-wise. Hold on, I'm going to do some math real quick. Okay, so I just did the math. And by I did the math, I mean I punched all of the numbers into a calculator. If you want to get this whole wave immediately, like day one, which I don't recommend you do, you'd be stupid if you did. Sorry, I'm just being blunt and honest here. If you wanted to get every single set, which I know a lot of people will do, and I'm close to wanting to do, not day one, I will definitely not get any of these sets day one, but if you were to, you would be spending, without tax, if you have to pay for shipping on anything, without tax or shipping, if you need shipping, you are paying $985. That is a Lego Death Star coming out this year. That is almost the Lego Death Star, just a difference by $15. And at that point, it doesn't even matter because the tax and if you need shipping is going to ramp it up to basically almost the exact same amount as a Lego Death Star. Just wait for the Lego Death Star. Wait for discounts on these sets. It is not even close to worth it. I cannot believe that. I can't believe that. Back in the day, this would have been maybe $500 at most. At most. The Django Slave 1 would be like $50. K2SO would be, well, K2SO was fine, but he'd probably be like $80. The ATST would be $150. The V19 would be $50. Probably even less, maybe $40, $45. Snowspeeder should be like $40. Like the MTT would be like $100, maybe $120. Same with the turbo tank. It would not be that much. And this battle pack would be like 25. It would be such a wild difference. And it's just sad. It is so upsetting, the state of LEGO right now. Even when we think we have something really good going for us, we don't. I mean, I didn't mean to get so, like, into this, in this department, but it's a tier list. I have to go over every aspect. That's why I separated the price aspect and just the build aspect and, like, minifigures and stuff, because I think it's important to separate them from each other. Like, I have sheer thoughts on the sets alone. I may love them, but the price, man. Oh, what a shame. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you whenever I make another video. Pieces.